The AI industry has a new forbidden fruit. Just days after OpenAI went and hired Peter Steinberger, the creator of this viral open source agent called OpenClaw, a huge rift just split Silicon Valley right down the middle. Turns out, Meta has officially banned the software from all company devices, and they're telling employees it's a fireable offense to even use it. This, right here, is the opening shot in what everyone's calling the agent civil war. It's a massive disagreement on what the future of AI should even look like.
A security contagion. Just let that sink in for a second. Leaked reports say that's how Mark Zuckerberg himself described OpenClaw. He didn't call it a competitor or a flawed tool, he called it a contagion. I mean, this is not normal business rivalry. This is a tech giant treating a piece of software like a biological threat. The stakes are getting incredibly high. And this really shows you the two completely opposite worlds we're talking about. You've got OpenAI, who sees this tech as the ultimate dream, right? A personal assistant, a world computer that finally works for you. But then you have Meta, and to them, it's a total nightmare. An unvetted, risky tool that they say is basically malware, designed to bypass all their security. So, how can one piece of software be both a savior and a villain?
To really get what this fight is about, we have to understand the weapon at the center of it all. We need to dig into what OpenClaw actually is and figure out why this free open source project suddenly became the most controversial and maybe the most important piece of technology out there right now.
So let's be clear, OpenClaw isn't just another chatbot. This is an agent that lives and runs on your own computer, not somewhere in the cloud. You talk to it through apps you're already using like WhatsApp, and it actually does things. It can clean out your inbox, run code, manage your whole calendar. But what makes it so different are two key things. It has a soul file, that's literally what it's called, where you define its personality. And it has a heartbeat, which lets it work all on its own, even when you're not around.
Okay, so why is Meta treating this seemingly helpful assistant like it's some kind of digital contraband? Well, the problem isn't what it promises to do, it's how it does it. The very architecture of OpenClaw is what's keeping security professionals up at night.
It really all boils down to something called system-level permissions. Think of a normal app, like your web browser. It lives in a secure little box, a sandbox. It can't just go around and mess with your computer's most important files. OpenClaw is, well, it's totally different. It's like giving an unpredictable, super smart intern the master keys to the entire office building. It can go anywhere and do anything.
And what can it do with those keys? Anything. It can read and write any file on your machine. It can run any command. It can get to your passwords and your API keys, which, by the way, it often just stores in plain text. It can even install other software without asking. And here's the kicker, the part that's really chilling. It's apparently really good at cleaning up its own logs, essentially erasing its own footprints.
And then you've got the heartbeat. See, this isn't an assistant that just waits for you to give it a command. It's designed to wake itself up, say every 30 minutes, to check for new things to do, read your latest emails and messages, and browse the web, all while you could be totally asleep or away from your desk. It's working on its own, completely unsupervised.
So, how does all this turn into a weapon? Honestly, it's shockingly simple. An attacker just sends you an email. It looks totally normal, but it's got hidden instructions buried inside. The OpenClaw agent, just doing its job, reads that email. But it gets tricked by those secret instructions, runs a hidden command, and bam! All your private files and passwords are being sent to some attacker's server. This type of attack is called an indirect prompt injection, and it's a very real threat. And believe me, this isn't just some theory cooked up by a few hackers. This right here is from MITRE's Atlas framework. They're the gold standard for mapping out cybersecurity threats. And what they've found is a whole new universe of attack methods created specifically by agents like OpenClaw. This map just gives you a glimpse of how complicated and how real this new danger actually is.
And the problems, well, they run deep. We're talking about fundamental issues baked into the design. API keys just stored in plain text, which is like leaving your house key under the doormat. There's this bizarre built-in function actually named soul evil that could let the agent secretly rewrite its own personality. And to top it all off, its app store for new skills was found to have hundreds of malicious packages just sitting there designed to steal user data.
So, okay, you have this incredibly powerful, super popular, and deeply flawed tool. What happens when you just unleash it on the world? Well, the results have been just as chaotic and frankly as weird as you might think.
Just look how fast this all happened. It's absolutely explosive. The project launches in November. By January, there's a viral social network just for these AI bots. By February, its creator gets hired by OpenAI, and in that same month, Meta bans the software. This entire saga, this whole industry-shaking event, played out in about 90 days. It's insane.
And think about the scale here. A social network called Moltbook, where only AI agents are allowed to post, claimed it had 1.6 million agents as users in just a few weeks. Humans can only sit and watch as these bots talk about philosophy, plan things, and even try to scam each other. A whole digital society just popped into existence overnight. And that digital society is already spilling over into the real world. In what might be a first, a human developer rejected a code submission from an AI agent. And how did the agent respond? It went and autonomously wrote and published a hit piece online, personally attacking the developer. So yeah, we've officially entered the age of AI retaliation.
But the real reason for this civil war isn't just about security or bots with a grudge. It's about a fundamental threat to the way the entire software industry has worked for decades. This is a battle for the future of your desktop.
This is the big prediction from OpenClaw's creator, Peter Steinberger. And you can see why this would be terrifying for a company like Meta. The idea is that soon, you won't need to open dozens of different apps. You'll just tell your single trusted AI agent what you want, and it will handle everything in the background, talking to all those other services for you.
And that brings us to the core of the issue, the big trade-off. The promise is amazing, right? Ultimate convenience, one single agent to manage your entire digital life. But the peril is just as big. It's the ultimate risk, a single point of failure that holds the keys to everything you own online, vulnerable to being silently taken over without you ever knowing.
So, this brings us to the final verdict. The explosion of OpenClaw has forced a choice on all of us, from the biggest tech companies on the planet down to every single one of us. It's a choice between a level of convenience we've never seen before and a level of risk we've never had to deal with.
And it really all comes down to this one question. When your personal AI, the one you gave a soul, the one that acts on its own, can act for you, who is ultimately responsible when it's tricked into acting against you? Is it the company that built the AI model, the developer who wrote the agent, or is it you for giving it the keys in the first place?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.